He's a superhero.
Paula Godwin is praising her golden retriever today after he protected her from a dangerous rattlesnake.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down iconic moments when faithful dogs went the extra step to help save the lives of people in heroic ways.
I mean, she basically put her life on the line for her girl. And that, I think, is just mind-blowing.
Number 10, Kelsey. On New Year's Eve in 2016, Bob went outside his Michigan home to grab wood for his fireplace. However, he slipped on ice and broke his neck. Unable to move, he yelled for help as the temperature fell below freezing. Yet no one heard, except his golden retriever Kelsey. The pup lay on Bob to keep him warm and licked his face to stop him from losing consciousness.
When he lost his voice from screaming for help, his dog kept barking.
Even when Bob couldn't shout anymore, Kelsey didn't stop barking. After 20 hours, a neighbor went to check on the noise, discovered what had happened, and Bob was rushed to the hospital. While he was hypothermic, Bob didn't have any frostbite thanks to Kelsey.
I don't think he would be living unless the dog were there. The dog kept him warm. The dog kept his extremities warm. He didn't have any frostbite.
Bob had spinal decompression surgery and was able to regain limb movement. Number 9, Peanut. When Peanut arrived at the Delta Animal Shelter in Escanaba, Michigan, she was in bad shape after horrible abuse. But after being cared for, she was adopted by a family who detailed her heroics. In 2017, Peanut was acting strange. She was running around the house and barking desperately. As soon as the husband opened the door for her to go outside, Peanut sprinted to the field behind the house.
They let her outside and she took off full speed towards the ditch.
He followed his pup and found a young girl shivering in the cold without any clothes. He picked her up and called the authorities, who discovered she was from an unsafe home. Another girl had to be rescued from the property too.
Police notified the girl's parents and removed another child from the home. They're in foster care until the investigation is finished.
Peanut, the abused dog, had saved 2 girls from a horrible home. Number 8, Buddy and Heartley. Toddler Thea Chase was besties with her family dogs Buddy the Rottweiler and Heartley the Springer Spaniel. However, in 2013, Thea vanished from a house in Faithorn, Michigan, along with Buddy and Heartley.
We're searching all around the yard, up and down the road, screaming at the top of our lungs her name, calling for the dogs because the dogs were missing too.
The family quickly called the police and a search party was organized. 5 hours later and 3 miles from the property, a searcher spotted a large Rottweiler in some woodlands. As they approached, they saw Thea napping on Heartley as Buddy kept guard.
I'm thankful for the dogs being with her because I guess when she was found, the only reason she was found was because the dog was Buddy, our bigger Rottweiler, was standing there.
When the person tried to wake Thea, the Springer growled at them, warning them not to touch her. The wandering toddler returned home without any realization that anything scary had happened, while the family was forever grateful to their dogs for protecting Thea.
Thankful for the first responders who were able to find her and those 2 pups who just stayed with her.
Number 7, Boo Boo. In 2020, Navy veteran Rudy Armstrong began his morning like usual on his houseboat in Oriental, North Carolina. After sitting down and enjoying a coffee, the next thing he realized, it was hours later, and he couldn't move his limbs.
I couldn't even get my hand to move, and my foot wouldn't move.
Unfortunately, Armstrong was having a stroke, and no one would be coming for days. Unable to get his phone, he called for his Chihuahua Boo Boo to get help, and that she did.
So I said, okay, Boo Boo, go get me some help. And she went and got help.
The little dog went off and found the dockmaster, forcing them to follow her back to Armstrong and get him much-needed medical help. 5 days after his hospitalization, Armstrong was tearfully reunited with Boo Boo in the medical center's gardens.
Got tears running out of my eyes. I missed her so much.
Number 6, Todd. In 2018, Paula Godwin took her golden retrievers Todd and Copper for a morning walk in Arizona. All of a sudden, the 6-month-old Todd sprinted by her leg. Instantly, he began yelping. Turns out, Godwin nearly stepped on a rattlesnake, only for Todd to take the bite instead.
And the snake got his nose, and then he started to rattle. I jolted back and noticed it was a rattlesnake.
Godwin picked up her brave pooch and ran to get him medical help less than 15 minutes after the attack. With a swollen face, Todd was given antivenom and stayed in the hospital for 12 hours. But he recovered and soon received honors and probably plenty of belly rubs.
I am so grateful to him because I'd probably still be in the hospital right now.
At the Streamy Awards, Todd won Milkbone Dog of the Year for heroically protecting his human.
Today, the D-backs honored the sweet puppy. Look at him.
Number 5. Sergeant Stubby. In 1917, James Conroy of the U.S. Army's 102nd Infantry Regiment befriended a stray dog as the group was training. Stubby became an unofficial mascot for the regiment as they went off to fight in France during World War I.
The Stubby was a Boston Terrier mix that traveled to Europe with a Connecticut unit during World War I.
After surviving a mustard gas attack, Stubby began warning soldiers of further attacks. He also alerted people of incoming artillery fire and located soldiers in no man's land.
He played a key role in warning of incoming gas attacks and staying with wounded soldiers until help arrived.
Stubby was given the rank of sergeant after capturing a German spy. Even being injured several times didn't stop the war hero pup. At the end of World War I in 1918, Conroy and Stubby returned home, and the dog became a celebrity. After passing away in 1926, Stubby's amazing legacy continues to inspire nearly 100 years later.
I wanted to capture his likeness, of course, and that was from old photographs, and I also wanted to capture that beautiful spirit.
Number 4. Clover. In 2021, Haley Moore was walking the family rescue dog, a Maremma mix called Clover, in Ottawa, Canada. Suddenly, Moore collapsed and began seizing on the side of the road.
Clover and I were on our daily walk, and after that, I don't remember what happened. All I remember was I woke up in an ambulance, being very, very confused of what was going on.
Captured on a neighbor's security footage, Clover tried to revive her as an oblivious car drove by. But when that didn't work, she spotted a van driven by Dryden Oatway approaching. Clover ran into the middle of the road and blocked his path, forcing him to get out and see what had happened.
And I just turned around the corner and saw Clover in the middle of the street. Obviously pretty hard to miss, being as she's such a big, beautiful white dog. And then I had noticed Haley lying face down on the ground.
Another neighbor spotted Clover's actions and, after realizing the situation, went to get Moore's family along with the loyal hound. Paramedics soon arrived, and Moore was taken to the hospital. She made a swift recovery thanks to Clover.
I'm very grateful for her saving my life.
Number 3. Tank. In November 2022, Tank the German Shepherd was playing with his human boy on the lawn at their property in Florida. But shortly into the fun, a neighbor's dog broke away and charged towards the child. Reacting in a flash, Tank knocked over the boy and covered him for protection. Then, Tank redirected the other dog's attack before striking himself to scare the attacker away. The family's other dog, a pit bull, also bolted into action. Tank even checked the boy several times during his heroics before his mom arrived. Thankfully, the neighbor got control of the dog, and the possibility of catastrophe was averted, all thanks to Tank's incredible work. Number 2. Roselle. On September 11, 2001, Roselle, the guide dog, was snoozing as her human, Michael Hinkson, worked on the 78th floor of Tower 1 of the World Trade Center. Then, several floors above them, the hijacked American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the building.
My colleague in the office, David Frank, started shouting, "Oh my God, there's fire and smoke above us. We got to get out of here right now." And I kept saying, "David, slow down."
Roselle sprang to action as the building filled with smoke and debris fell. She calmly guided Hinkson and 30 other people down the steps to safety.
I took Roselle's harness and gave her the appropriate commands, such as to go forward, to go left and right, and so on, to get where we needed to go. It was my responsibility to know how to get to the stairs, and her job to make sure that we walked safely.
Shortly after they got outside, Tower 2 had collapsed. Yet Roselle remained focused on her mission and got Hinkson to the subway, where they helped an injured woman before heading home. Hinkson began working for the Guide Dogs for the Blind due to his heroic dog, who became a celebrity.
Roselle passed away in 2011, the same year Hinkson published Thunderdog, telling the story of a man and his guide dog.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Seiko. In 2015, teenager Joseph Phillips Garcia and his dog Seiko were traveling back with his aunt, cousin, and a friend after a day of fishing and foraging in British Columbia, Canada. Sadly, the vehicle crashed, leaving Phillips Garcia and Seiko as the only survivors.
I could feel the truck going over. Didn't really know what was going on. It went black after that.
However, the teen was seriously injured and couldn't move. For 2 days, Phillips Garcia drifted in and out of consciousness as Seiko lay on him to keep warm.
He got up as soon as he realized their scent was coming closer and closer. And then he just went in. You could hear them just fighting and the bushes ruffling around.
The presence of dogs tends to keep those animals at bay. Seiko did play a huge role in his survival.
The King Shepherd also fought off predatory animals to keep his humans safe and dragged him to a creek to drink water. Thankfully, the duo was found, and the teen was rushed to the hospital for multiple surgeries. Seiko was inducted into the Purina Hall of Fame for his incredible dedication.
I don't really understand my part of surviving, but a big part of it was Seiko.
Which dog stole your heart and became your favorite? Let us know in the comments.
Todd feeling much better now and soaking up all the attention at the game.
Get that ball. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.